Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever you are, whoever you are, whomever you are. And I will try and cover some of the jury selection Voir Dire. Yes, I know it's already started. Um, for those of you who never watched a jury selection before, this will probably be very long and very boring. But I have a spare set of Lego I can make. Uh, you can get your crocheting, your knitting, whatever that's called. Uh, Go out to the garage and work on that 65 Dodge because this will be a day filled with talk, talk, more talk, filling out questionnaires, talking, dead air, more dead air. And when we're done with that, there will be more talk, more questionnaires, more nothing. There won't be any bombshells today. The feds won't storm the courtroom and free Karen Reed. Uh, Nothing will happen today. Just so everyone knows, and you don't get your hopes up that this will be the best stream ever. Well, it will be because you're with me. But other than that, it's gonna be a really long day. So let's see if we can stick it out. I know I didn't want to do it, but you know who runs the show. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, what you doing?
So, and I'm gonna steal it off the young jerks because they are the only ones who seems to have a court feed. I hope it's okay with them. And hey, reindeer, and Mike Morrow. Good morning to you. Thack is here. I don't know why I did that. I know it has started, but it's just we will catch up. Believe me. And the early verdict is this will take the rest of the week. And it's going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be filling out questionnaires, asking some questions. Do you know any of the witnesses? There's more than 70 people on the defense witness list.
yeah.
And
Oof.
if they do, you're out of here. If you don't, well, you go on to the next round. Then you'll have a sidebar one by one with the lawyers. So let's see how long we'll stick it out. But let's see what it is. Tom is outside of the courthouse. I love that guy.
He was so dressed up and so cute.
Yeah. Hey, Peter, and thank you for all the info. Yeah, we will go live in 2 seconds. Oh, we'll get on delayed, but we will catch up.
Hmm.
Hey, Jude and Danny and Mr. Federowski and Rare
Hi, guys.
Aussie. Good night to you, Aussie. It's almost bedtime. Rolling Stone and Lindy is here. Panella, mom of 10. You enjoy listening to jury selection? Well, if you have something to do, I won't be sitting in this chair for jury selection the entire time. I can tell you, I need to find. I bought, I know, bought new coloring pencils so I can paint some of my some things, or I can build Lego. I need something to do because this will be absolutely boring. We
Hmm.
already lost viewers because I said it's going to be boring,
Well, stop telling him it's gonna be boring.
but it's the
It's
truth.
gonna be so much fun, guys. I just wanted to listen to it, and then he started a stream, so it made my day.
I I don't know what to say about this one, Danny G.
She'll be out hoeing. She's been hoeing for like all
Hmm.
week
Yeah, some
and all
ladies
last
do
week.
that. And Fed will go to the mountains around 6 o'clock. It looks like another banger of a video. Full days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, half day, Tuesday, and Thursday. Yeah. Chelsea,
Mhm.
how are you doing this morning? We'll go 6 to 8. Yeah, that's what they believe the case will go. But I was watching. I think it was Boston 25 said they believe it'll take a week to seat the jury, or the rest of the week. Clara is using
Why?
the same feed. I have Marissa on it to try and see if I can get my own court feed, but they dumped her on a voicemail.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think
I do have Tommy's. I'll just jump into him. I have it up and running. I've been watching all day. Oh, enjoy the show. Thank you, Jude, for being a member for 6 months.
Hmm.
Stream sniping. Well, at least you're doing something. He put his stream on nothing and just sat there. Went to bed. He's a smart cat.
You are now set at the bar to be tried, and these good men and women who I shall call to pass between the Commonwealth and you upon your trial. If you'd object to any of them, you must do so before they are sworn. You have a right to challenge any 16 jurors without giving reason. Thank you.
All right. So good morning again, counsel. Good morning again, Ms. Reed. Good morning, jurors. My name is Beverly Canoni. I'm a judge of this court, and I want to welcome you here this morning. Jury service, as you know, is one of the most important duties that we have as citizens. Our system of justice simply would not work without you, and we appreciate that you're here today, ready, willing, and able to serve if called upon to do so. So
You are unmuted.
We're selecting a jury today in a criminal case that you just heard, Commonwealth versus Karen Reed. The Commonwealth alleges that on the morning of January 29th, 2022, at approximately 6:04 a.m., the Canton Police Department received a 911 call reporting an unresponsive male party in the snow outside a residence at 34 Fairview Road within their town. Officers responded and discovered the male party, later identified as John O'Keefe, off the roadway in the front lawn area. Officers identified 3 women with Mr. O'Keefe, one of whom was the defendant, Karen Reed, the girlfriend of Mr. O'Keefe. The defendant had been with Mr. O'Keefe the previous evening at 2 different bars in Canton and had driven with him to his residence in the early morning hours of this date. Mr. O'Keefe was treated by paramedics from the Canton Fire Department and transported to the Good Samaritan Medical Center, where he was later pronounced deceased. The Commonwealth alleges that the defendant struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle earlier that morning and then left the scene while Mr. O'Keefe lay injured in the snow during a blizzard. The defendant denies that she has committed these or any crimes alleged in this case, and she has pled not guilty. So the defendant is charged, as you've heard, with second-degree murder and also charged with manslaughter while operating under the influence and leaving the scene after causing personal injury or death. I will describe these crimes in detail at the end of the case when I teach the jury the law, but briefly, murder is the unlawful killing of a human being. In order to prove the defendant guilty of second-degree murder, the Commonwealth must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed an unlawful killing and that it was done with malice. In comparison, involuntary manslaughter is an unintentional, unlawful killing caused by wanton or reckless conduct. These terms and the elements of the crimes will be explained to you in detail at the end of the case before you begin your deliberations. Now, at the outset, I would like to address the issue of public interest in this case and the duty of this court to adhere to the rule of law. John Adams said that we are a government of laws, not of men, and that the law must be deaf to the clamoring of the public. He meant that while public opinion about a given subject may ebb and flow, the law must be steady, reliable, and even-handed. We know that in the subject of this case, there are people advocating for one outcome or another with intensity, but without the benefit of having heard or seen any evidence at all. The law works in a different way, and the difference is crucial to our system of justice. The jurors selected for this trial will hear and judge the evidence. They will decide what the facts are, and where the evidence is contested, they will determine where.
And I think I've been on one stream with Ozzy, but that's all. I don't have any direct contacts to him. No jury selected. They are just reading what this is about. Yeah, I know she's going to spank the turtle riders.
The truth lies. Ultimately, the jury will decide whether the Commonwealth has carried its burden of proving that the defendant is guilty of any crime beyond a reasonable doubt and to a moral certainty. People outside of this building have rights, and we know that they have voices, but this criminal trial will be decided by an independent jury, free from outside interference, based only upon the evidence presented in this courtroom and the law. This is the only way to ensure that every person who comes before the court receives a fair trial. It is just that simple and that important. So, while public comment will likely continue, the rule of law will be upheld. In order to determine your eligibility to serve on this case, I'm going to ask questions to you all as a group, and then I'm going to ask you to fill out a supplemental questionnaire. We have found that the use of this questionnaire is helpful for several reasons. First, there are some personal questions on it, and we ask that you be candid. In addition, the process of filling out the questionnaire provides the opportunity to be more reflective as you answer the questions, rather than being put on the spot and asked to give immediate answers. After you fill out the questionnaire, we will have you come up to the sidebar one at a time so that we can follow up with you on your answers to the questionnaire and to my questions. I want to thank you in advance for the patience it will take as we go through this process. As you may know, the lawyers for the parties participate in the selection of the jury. Under our law, each of the parties has the right to exercise what we call juror challenges. This means that each party has the right to challenge a certain number of prospective jurors for any reason or no reason at all. Therefore, some of you may be excused during the impanelment procedure. If you are not selected for jury service on this case, please don't take it personally. Don't think that somehow you're not a fair person. It's not a reflection on you at all. In a few minutes, I will pose questions to you as a group. You've taken a note that requires you to truthfully answer these questions and all questions posed to you. If your answer is yes to any question, I will ask that you raise your hand
Yes, if you
and
go
hold
to
up your
Tom
juror cards.
CPU, he's
No need to take
outside.
those cards out yet. I'll tell you when I need you to take those cards out. When you hold the card up, please hold the numbers out because the court officers need to read the numbers from your card. The fact that you answer yes to one of my questions does not mean that you're automatically disqualified from jury service. It simply means that there are matters that counsel and I must.
Going by the rulings she's done, going by her demeanor in court, I would say she is highly prejudicial.
Mhm.
She was asked to recuse herself. It wasn't her case, but she stayed on the docket to take it. She was supposed to, they have a rotation system in this court. She didn't do that to stay on it. There are maybe some connection about a vacation home she rents out. She has previous connection to, or her dad have a previous connection to one of the Alberts, I believe.
Yeah.
The rulings she have done has been highly prejudicial towards the state. They have gotten by with way more than I've seen in other trials. And that's my blunt opinion. Maybe other people see it another way, but c'est moi opinion. That's my opinion in French, Jamie.
Oh, thank you.
Discuss with you. If you find a question posed to the group overly intrusive, you may elect to answer that question at sidebar.
Yeah, and if they are at sidebar, we're not going to hear it probably.
I will have additional questions for you which relate to issues that may be raised in the trial and are designed to give us information regarding your ability to serve as a fair and impartial juror in this case. The lawyers are also permitted to ask you questions for the same purpose. Please remember, this is not a test. There is no right or wrong answer. We're simply looking for your honest and best answer to the questions. I'm now going to ask the lawyers to introduce themselves to you and to tell you who they represent.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam Lally. I'm Assistant District Attorney with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. I, along with my co-counsel here, represent the Commonwealth of prosecution in this matter. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Lally.
Oh, he's red today.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lally and Ms. McLaughlin.
Ms. McLaughlin looks like she's 50 years old.
Jesus.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. My name is Elizabeth Little, and I'm also representing the jury.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Yannetti. I'm an attorney with an office in Boston. Our client today is Karen Reed. If you'd stand, Karen. Thank you for being here today.
All right. Thank you very much, counsel. Jurors, I have a very lengthy witness list to read to you. I'm going to
Her name is Beverly Canoon, something like that.
ask that you pay close attention to it because in a little while I'm going to ask you if you know the names of any.
I said, I'm just going to build some Legos and chill. And Jamie said, I want to listen to it.
I
That
said I
means,
want to listen to it and see, what's going on.
yeah, that
It'll
means
probably
get to
boring in
work,
5
fat boy.
minutes. Oh, wow.
I know how you rule.
Mm-hmm.
of these folks. Just because I read the names to you now does not mean that all of these people are going to be called as witnesses. In fact, they're probably not all going to be called as witnesses. There may be some reference made to them during the course of the trial. So it is important that we know whether, in fact, you know any of these people. And if you're not sure whether you do or not, when I ask you to raise your hand later about whether you know any witnesses, err on the side of telling us that you know them. All right, so at this point, Jim, why don't you do it now?
Could I have all the jurors please stand and raise your right hands? Do each of you solemnly swear to make true answers to such questions as should be put forth to you by the court, so help you God? You can have a seat.
All right, so the police witnesses, Trooper Michael Proctor from the Massachusetts State Police, Sergeant Yuri Buchanan, Massachusetts State Police, Trooper Zachary Clark, Massachusetts State Police, Trooper Connor Keefe, State Police, Trooper David DeChico, State Police, Trooper Christopher Moore, State Police, Trooper Matthew Dunn, State Police, Lieutenant Brian Tully, State Police, Trooper Nicholas Garino, State Police, Trooper Joseph Paul, State Police, Officer Stephen Seraph, Canton Police Department, Stephen Mullaney, Canton Police, Sergeant Sean Good, Canton Police, Sergeant Michael Lank, Canton Police, Lieutenant Paul Gallagher, Canton Police, Lieutenant Charles Ray, Canton Police, Lieutenant Kevin O'Hara.
It's a jury selection.
Massachusetts State Police, Officer Nicholas Barrows, Dighton Police Department, Sergeant Brian Gallerini, Needham Police Department, Trooper Evan Brent, Mass State Police, Trooper Everton DeCastro, Mass State Police, Trooper Justin Pye, Mass State Police, Captain Eric Benson, Mass State Police. I think I may have missed a police officer or two that I will get to before the end of the list. Heather Maxon from Plainville, Mass, Anthony Flamati from the Canton Fire Department, Dr. Irene Scortobello, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, Dr. Renee Stonebridge, also from the office.
Thank you so much, Wicked. I don't know if you hit send too early, but
Oh boy, a lot of cops. I cannot wait. Oh.
yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot of
an S show, man.
It's gonna be a long time.
I
Jamie
know
is
the
in heaven.
This is like my dream come true.
Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, Timothy Nuttall from the Canton Fire Department, Francis Walsh from the Canton Fire Department, Matthew Kelly, Canton Fire Department, Gregory Woodbury, Canton Fire Department, Katie McLaughlin, Canton Fire Department, Jason Becker, Canton Fire Department, Daniel Whitley, Canton Fire Department, Wendell Robery, Canton Fire Department, Jennifer McCabe from Canton, Matthew McCabe, Canton, Allison McCabe, Canton, Kerry Roberts, also from Canton, Kurt Roberts, also Canton, Paul O'Keefe from West Bridgewater, Aaron O'Keefe from West Bridgewater, a juvenile with the initials KF from Canton, Mass. A juvenile with issues PF from Canton, Mass. Counsel, do you want me to say the relationship?
I don't think it's necessary.
I need more than KF.
Okay. Then yes.
Yeah. These two individuals are juveniles who are related to the deceased Mr. O'Keefe. Michael Camerano, Canton, Catherine Camerano, Canton, Brian Higgins from Sandwich, Brian Albert from Norwood, Nicole Albert, also Norwood, Brian Albert Jr., also Norwood, Ian Whiffen from Alberta, Canada, Dr. Justin Rice from the Good Samaritan Medical Center, Daisy Ormseth, who's a nurse practitioner at the Good Samaritan, Kathleen Wilfert, also a nurse at the Good Samaritan Medical Center, Dr. Gary Fowler, the medical director of Good Samaritan, Terry Kuhn, who is from the University of Davis Veterinary Lab, Nicholas Bradford, who is from Bodie Technology, and that's in Virginia, Tess Chart, also from Bodie, Julie Albert from Canton, Christopher Albert, and Colin Albert, all from Canton, Ryan Nagel from Canton, Tristan Morris, who's from Easton, Mass, Caitlin Albert, also from Easton, Mass, Gretchen Voss from Boston, Louis Jutres from Canton, Nicholas Roberts, who is with the Massachusetts Office of Alcohol Testing, Sarah Levinson from Canton, Andre Porto, the Mass State Police Crime Lab, Ashley Valier, Mass State Police Crime Lab, Maureen Harnett, Mass State Police Crime Lab, Christina Hanley, also from the Crime Lab, Sophie Herzan, also from the Crime Lab, Brian Laughlin, from Canton, Richard D'Antono from Canton, Jean DeMoulis from Canton, James Sullivan, also Canton, Stephen Bernstein from Stoughton, Juliana Nagel from Canton, Nicholas Kolokethis, I'm sorry for messing up that name, also from Canton, Michael Trotter from Canton, Rebecca Trayers from Canton, Bridget Meehan, Canton, Jessica Hyde from Bridgeport, New York, Marietta Sullivan from Pembroke, Karina Kolokethis from Canton, Laura Sullivan, also from Pembroke, Michael Wagner from Foxborough, Cheryl Waugh from Canton, Paul Mikowski from
6 to 8 weeks, 4 weeks for the defense and 2 weeks for for the state, 2 weeks for the defense, and maybe the rest of the week for jury selection. Thanks for letting make fun of you while sniping. These Boston accent are wicked sweet. Wicked sweet. Thank you, Lefty, for being a constant pain. And a nice guy. The Alberts are generational lifelong residents of Kansas. They just moved to Norwood. Yeah, right after this, they sold their house. There is a place named Sandwich. Do you know anyone with an Irish or Italian surname who live in Massachusetts? Then you know someone in this trial. Hey, Jesse, welcome back. Hope we'll live up to your expectations. And Brandon, I'm right now buying greenish blue sticker notes, so you don't have to yell at me like Jamie.
Melrose, Leslie Bernstein from Canton, Rebecca Bazin, also from Canton, Officer Paul Bowden from the Dighton Police Department, former Chief of Canton Police Department Kenneth Berkowitz, Trooper Evan Brent, Mass State Police, Laurie Cahill from Worcester, Christopher Curran from Canton, Kerry Curran, Canton, Nicholas Curran, West Roxbury, Officer Kelly Deaver from the Boston Police Department, Stephanie Devlin from the Mass State Police Crime Lab, Patrick Haggerty from Dighton, Lance Mello from the Mass State Police Crime Lab, Steve Nelson from the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, Holly Price from Google, Trooper Kathleen Prince from the Massachusetts State Police, Elizabeth Proctor from Canton, Steve Ridge from the Boston Police Department, Heriberto Hernandez from the Boston Police Department, Mark Lopalato from Canton, Alfredo Lopalato, also.
All the evidence they want the jury to make decisions based off, they have to reveal. And if there's any evidence that points to someone else, they should have disclosed that, because they can't charge someone they know is not guilty.
From Canton, Angela Malvone from Canton, Courtney Proctor from Canton, Mary Souza from Dighton, Mass, Ashley Bell from Canton, Mike Rushworth from Thompson Station, Tennessee, Matthew Amory from Canton, District Attorney Michael Morrissey from Norfolk County, Thomas Beatty from Canton, Erin Beatty, also Canton, Megan Mariani from New York, New York, Thomas Martin from Weymouth, John O'Keefe Sr. from Braintree, Frank Sheridan, who is a
John
forensic
O'Keefe
pathologist from San
Sr.?
Bernardino, California, Chris
Who?
Van.
What?
She said John O'Keefe Sr., the dad.
Yeah, I think I heard that. Yeah.
Hmm.
And he apparently sent a request to be seated in the Karen Reed side of the courtroom, but he can't sit there if he's a witness, because he's not a victim.
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
My mom was a very big knitter. Maybe that's why. What about in an all result case? They don't have any obligation to show you anything if it's not put into court. You can't just go in there and say, hey, I want to know what's in this and this case.
Mm-hmm.
Who is a PhD in biomedical and mechanical engineering from Novi, Michigan, Richard Green from St. Petersburg, Florida, Daniel Wolf from Penn with an agency called ARCCA Inc. from Penns Park, Pennsylvania. These other two gentlemen are also from the same place. Andrew Wenscheller, who's also a PhD, and Scott Klein, also from ARCCA. So those are potential witnesses in this case, or people's names who you will hear during the course of the trial. Now, this case is going to take, once we get a jury, anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to try. The schedule that we can count on will be, we will go full days on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, half days on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is just a best estimate. Sometimes trials go longer, sometimes they go shorter. I'd rather tell you more time and have the trial be shorter than the other way around for your planning purposes. So it will go 6 to 8 weeks once we get a jury. Now, it might help you if I give you a
They can be if they are a victim in the case or it's a police officer.
preview on some
Yes,
of the
I
basic
have it
law
at-
that applies to
I have it at 1.5 because, again, it's just technical stuff so far.
criminal cases like this. And as I've said, it's my job to teach the jury the law, and I'll do that completely at the end of the trial. So for now, I'll give you a brief summary of some of the legal principles that will govern this case. First, and most basically, the defendant starts this trial presumed to be innocent. The fact that she was arrested or that she was indicted is not proof of anything. An indictment is just a piece of paper. It just makes an accusation. An indictment is merely a formal manner of accusing a person of a crime in order to bring her to trial in the superior court. But it is only the jury, in other words, you folks, who can decide whether the prosecution has proved its case beyond a reasonable doubt. If the Commonwealth does not do that, then the presumption of innocence requires you to find the defendant not guilty. The law does not require a defendant to prove his or her innocence, to produce any evidence whatsoever, or do anything other than attend the trial. This presumption of innocence remains with the defendant until you, the jury, make your determination after listening and considering all of the evidence presented before you at trial. Another important principle of law is that the defendant has an absolute right not to testify, since the entire burden of proof in this case is in the Commonwealth to prove that she is guilty. Under our system of law, a defendant has a perfect right to say to the government, "You accuse me, now you prove it." I do not have to say a word. A defendant's decision whether or not to testify has nothing to do with the question of whether she is guilty or not guilty. The jury must not consider it in any way or even discuss it in their deliberations. Jurors in a criminal case must determine whether the Commonwealth has proved its case against the defendant beyond a reasonable doubt based solely on the testimony of the witnesses and exhibits. That brings me to the requirement of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. What is proof beyond a reasonable doubt? The term is often used and probably pretty well understood, though it is not easily defined. Proof beyond a reasonable doubt does not mean proof beyond all possible doubt, for everything in the lives of human beings is open to some possible or imaginary doubt. A charge is proved beyond a reasonable doubt if, after you have compared and considered all of the evidence, you have in your minds an abiding conviction to a moral certainty that the charge is true. When we refer to moral certainty, we mean the highest degree of certainty possible in matters relating to human affairs, based solely on the evidence that will be put before you in this case. I have told you that every person is presumed to be innocent unless and until he or she is proved guilty, and that the burden of proof is on the Commonwealth. If you evaluate all the evidence and you still have a reasonable doubt remaining, the defendant is entitled to the benefit of that doubt and must be acquitted. It is not enough for the Commonwealth to establish a probability, even a strong probability, that the defendant is more likely to be guilty than not guilty. That is not enough. Instead, the evidence must convince you of the defendant's guilt to a reasonable and moral certainty, a certainty that convinces your understanding and satisfies your reason and judgment as jurors who are sworn to act conscientiously on the evidence. This is what we mean by proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, a juror's job is to find the facts. In determining the facts, you may draw.
She did. No, she said that they should tell her after she read all of those 70 names, and then she went on to tell you what the laws or how they should see the defendant in this case.
No wonder, like, sometimes the jurors, like, halfway through the trial will be like, I think I know that person. Because they just, like, rattle off 70 names and then go, do you know any of these people?
I had that in the last trial. I was pretty dang sure I knew the defendant. And it's just because I sentenced him half a year ago. But talk about being sentenced. Aaron Olivia, thank you so much for the 5 memberships. HT, Rolling Stones, Jariah, Christy, and Ditch Pickle Huntress was gifted a membership. Thank you so much.
Hi, White Rabbit. Good 69. To see you.
Hey, Jen. How are you doing this morning? She's another really good source on this case.
Oh, she is.
Reasonable inferences from the evidence that you believe, because you are entitled to rely upon both direct and circumstantial evidence. I will define those terms in greater detail later, but direct evidence essentially is evidence of what a person claims to have seen or heard or touched or somehow perceived with his or her own senses. Circumstantial evidence exists where a witness does not testify directly to the fact that is sought to be proven, but you are provided with evidence of other facts and then asked to draw reasonable inferences from them about the fact that is sought to be proved. Jurors are entitled to consider both kinds of evidence. There is no difference at all in the probative value between direct and circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is competent to establish guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, I've used the word inference. An inference is a logical deduction or conclusion that you may, but are not required to draw from evidence that you have accepted as believable. Inferences are little steps in reasoning, steps in which you take some known information, apply your experience in life to it, and then draw a conclusion. An inference drawn from circumstantial evidence need not be necessary or inescapable, but any inference which you do draw must be reasonable and possible. It must be logical. It must be a natural one, which is not too remote in the ordinary course of events. You may not guess. You may not speculate or engage in surmise. When the evidence tends equally to give rise to either of two inconsistent propositions, the Commonwealth has established neither proposition. In order to convict the defendant, you must find that all of the evidence and the reasonable inferences that you have drawn, taken together, prove that she is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Our system of justice depends on judges like me and jurors like you being able and willing to make careful and fair decisions. All people deserve fair and equal treatment in our system of justice, regardless of their race, national origin, religion, age, ability, gender, sexual orientation, education, income level, or any other personal characteristic. You have agreed to be fair, and I'm sure that you want to be fair, but that is not always easy. One difficulty comes from our own built-in expectations and assumptions. They exist even if we're not aware of them, and even if we believe we do not have them. Some of you may have heard this called implicit bias, and that's what I'm talking about. Of course, we judges have the same problem as everyone else, so let me share a few strategies that we have found useful. First, slow down. Do not rush to a decision. Hasty decisions are more likely to reflect stereotypes or hidden biases. Second, keep an open mind. Avoid drawing conclusions until the end of the case when you and your fellow jurors deliberate. Remember that when you deliberate, you will have all the evidence and all the time you need to make a careful decision. So there truly is no need to stop making your mind up before then. Third, you should listen closely to all the witnesses. That is the best way to ensure that you decide this case based on the evidence and the law instead of upon unsupported assumptions. Fourth, as you listen to the testimony about the people involved in this case, consider them as individuals rather than as members of a particular group. Finally, I might ask myself, would I view the evidence differently if the people were from different groups, such as different racial, ethnic, or gender identity groups? At the end of the case, I will remind you of these strategies and ask you to focus on the evidence instead of any unsupported assumptions you may have. All we ask is that you individually and as a group do your best to resolve this case based upon the evidence and the law, without sympathy, bias, or prejudice, to the best of your ability as human beings. Now, I know that some of this may be confusing, and perhaps all of it's confusing at this early stage of the case. You'll certainly be in a better position to understand this at the end of the case when you have heard the evidence and I can explain the law in detail. So don't be worried if you didn't catch everything that I've said. Why am I telling you these things now? Because we need to know if you are able to follow the law in this case. You don't necessarily have to agree with the law, but all jurors have to apply the law as I describe it to you. So for jury selection, it's important to know if any of you might have some doubts about whether you can accept and follow these legal principles. Now I'm going to ask you those questions. So please take out your juror cards.
Let's hear the questions.
And if your answer is yes to any of these questions, please raise your hand. And we'll have you, the court officers will call out your number. But before I begin, I understand that sometimes jurors do not fill out juror questionnaires completely. Sometimes we're in a rush to send them in, or sometimes we don't think that our situation applies to the question that's being asked on the confidential questionnaire. If the lawyers and I notice that the questionnaire appears to be incomplete, we may ask you to answer the question for us. Also, if you know now as you're sitting there that you failed to include information on the questionnaire, for example, a work history, prior involvement with the court, whether as a party in a case, a witness, or a juror, please make sure you let us know. All right, the first question. Do any of you or a close personal friend or family member know, or have you had any prior dealings with any of the witnesses whose names I've read?
Jury number 98, 66, 72. Jury number 96.
Is that it?
That wasn't a lot. What was that, 5 people?
Yeah. Oh wait, the sound went weird.
Did they cut the sound?
No, I can. The sound is all funky.
What the F? No audio? Yeah, it's probably, yeah. They aren't on mic open air. Well, that's the part. Yeah, that's a kind of a fetish I have. But I like it when Jamie does it.
Oh boy. I know. I
Yeah.
said I wanted to listen while I'm working, and of course they had to be difficult.
Well, this is even more riveting than I thought it could be, Jamie. Watching a clock move. They're not hiding anything. They are just saying, "Oh, Mr. Armstrong, who do you know? I know that Proctor kid. He used to steal apples off my farm."
How
Oh,
about this is what you do from the whole time? Why don't you make up stories for all the jurors?
yeah. Yeah, it's probably that way. That's the thing. No one, most of you Americans will say, it's almost 11. But it's not. It's almost 5 o'clock. So,
Oh my God.
last week was really horrible for that. I don't know why. What? Today marks 1 year since Nathalie and Aiden was connected and this journey began. Justice will prevail. Free Karen Reed. Thank you so much, Jen. Yeah, it's
Well, I'm
we've
crying
been
to start
covering
the
this
scene
almost a year
too.
now.
That's funny.
We've been on this almost a year, haven't we, Jamie?
Yeah. It feels
Yeah,
like forever. Forever. For this
yeah,
day to come.
and normally when we're covering cases, we are not sitting on the eve of the case thinking, what? Normally we know kind of what the evidence show. In this case, we're sitting here thinking, why did he lie again at the last hearing? Yeah.
Well, the stuff that Melanie had last night on her stream, oh my gosh. About Sergeant Link. Did you see that?
I don't know how much. I saw some of it, but she started so
Oh,
early.
yeah. She had some of the unsealed documents that just got unsealed.
Yeah,
And there's some crazy stuff in there.
Jamie, if you watched the stream, I covered those yesterday.
No. It was the other stuff, I thought. I didn't hear you
No,
cover
it was
that.
the same stuff. She just read more of it than I did.
Yeah, there was more of it. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't
First
get to
block
watch
was,
all of your stream anyway. I was in a meeting,
yeah,
but I
it's
knew what you were
17th of
doing.
April. Oh, it's the 17th tomorrow. That's my haircutting day.
It's hair cutting day.
Told you it was going to be a big case. When I started it, hey, Marmite, welcome. Thank you for subbing. The Discord link, can we get a new one? Of course you can, Sharon. Hey, Julie. Good afternoon. Because there's no sound. Yeah, this is crazy. Because Jamie doesn't watch my stream. She's on my stream, but I bet she's watching Tom right now because she loves his accent.
Well, I do gotta, gotta bop around everywhere. See
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah, and you've been hanging out with me for so long. You don't need to hang out here anymore. You're on to bigger and better places.
Shut up. You're stuck with me.
Struck to the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Bad name.
I know it's it's gonna put him on the map, Brandon, for sure. He did get a shout out by Melanie. That was nice.
New Discord link is put in members. And if you're not a member, please contact Iris Irish or Whiskey, and they will help you find your way to the Discord. It's not a pay to play. It's just it's a cool little hangout spot. We if you're lucky, you can talk to Jamie in there, and you can hear how
So
she yells at
exciting.
people.
I don't yell.
hmm Little D was afraid that you were a yeller. I don't know where she got that idea.
We're BFFs. What are you talking about?
Yeah, now.
All the stories you tell about me. Nothing's true.
Yeah.
Ever. Don't listen to him. Come get to know me yourself, and you'll find that I am a delightful person.
Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Atheist Dan, how are you? We do need Jamie. Yeah, she's gonna be on to bigger and better places next. I don't know. Maybe she'll probably be the sidekick of Ricada.
Yeah, like, where would I go? I like it here.
Yeah. Is it shot through the heart, you're to blame, or shot through the heart and you're too late? And it's to blame, right? You're too late. No, that doesn't sound right. Exactly. Yeah. But she has an accent like a German, so everything sounds harsh.
A German?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She does that sometimes. No, I think she's the one who brings in all the viewers.
We have a good time.
We did drop from 163 to 114. Blame.
Well, it's because you have no sound.
There is no sound nowhere. This is Lawn and Crim.
I know. I'm just saying.
Screw
Well,
rackets,
like-
I'll keep Mean Girl.
Yeah.
Well, Farrell,
hang
you're
out with
sleeping
Farrell.
anyway. Hey, Grandma M. Grandme M. Do. You did leg day yesterday. I'm doing leg day tomorrow. Yeah, they don't read those quitting numbers from the Italians. It's because the Italians folded early, 1943. But you knew that, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to ask you, what is that behind you in the white box? Blender or potato slicer? Well, it's my wonderful birthday gift from my chat. It's a Kenwood XL. I can show it because nothing going on but the rent.
Let me see.
So
You got it?
not the easiest way to do it. So it's a mixer. Why? Why are you laughing now?
You. All I can hear you is grunting in my ear. I'm not watching you on screen. I'm like, what is he doing?
I'm making a crime scene reaction like Thomas Randolph.
No, don't do that. Stop it. I can't take today already.
But that was a gift from all of my viewers on my birthday. So thank you all so very much. I need to unpack it and get it ready because I promised you I'll make cinnamon rolls on Sunday, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, Renee, you're not losing anything. And Brandon, with a $5 super sticker of how's it going? Well, I'm a bit bored. It is the world's greatest stand mixer. I really like Kenwood. I had a Chinese knockoff thing. I can't complain. My sister gave it to me, but yeah, I might have put a little bit too much in there, so it broke. So this time I'll take better care of it. Thank you, Brandon. What if we auction Farrell off? Have you met Farrell? You would have to pay
You say
people to take her.
auction her off. I'll take her.
It's a bulky cocktail mixer. Yeah, you probably could make some great cocktails in it. And now it's black screen.
No.
Sadly, it's not one of those fancy, and it doesn't heat up the bowl as some of the. And I don't need that because it's just something fancy that they can sell you. So you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, it's a Bluetooth." It doesn't matter because you have to pour in the stuff and get your grabby little mittens in there to feel how good it is.
What are you feeling?
What?
What are you feeling?
The dough.
Okay.
Because you have to feel how the dough feels to see if it's done. Because when you got the magical baker gloves, you can feel when the gluten is okay, and you can feel when if you are making something you whip, you can feel if it's whipped enough that it has enough air in it and stuff like that. So all of this fancy with timers and stuff, I really hate it. I just wanted this one just have a turning knob. The old one I had to go in and set it for this gear and for this long, and it's more annoying because I just chucked things in there and then turn it on. You paid $30 for your mixer. That's a $300. Been finding the attachment for it at thrift stores. I just got a new Nespresso machine. Normal price 2,000 Danish, and I got it from 500 on Marketplace. That's a good one. Cinnamon raisin bread. Raisin bread can be good with butter on it, but cinnamon? No. KitchenAid mixers are overpriced, fancy stuff. I hate to say it. I hate that they have a coating on their utensils because that chips off and it gets in your food. And the bowl is way too small if you want to make decent size things. So I don't like KitchenAid. The big stand one is okay, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it because coated utensils, coating comes off, goes one place, and that's in your stomach. And I bet it's not that easy to process. Kenwood. Do they make stereos? I don't know. I'm Danish, so we have B&O. not body odor, but B&O. Just sitting down, but I just heard you. Stock exchange building caught fire. How bad was it? It's really, really bad. It was famous because it had 4 dragon tails into a twisted spire, and that fell. They were renovating the roof for its 400th jubilee next year, and it caught fire and it's burned down. And it had some of the most precious art exhibits. So luckily, it's really close to the Royal Guards barracks, so they were there helping getting all the art out of it. But it's real bad. It's still burning. Hey T-Rex, how you doing? I just don't like. I like the big one, the big size, but I think the bowls are way too small. I think it's 4.6 liters. This is 6.7 liters. I can't do the PG version. Would be something like your chin or something. But the way I was told when I was a young apprentice, that was something with the boobular area of a young girl. We didn't lose video. We have all the video, but nothing going on. I never made a bagel in my life, so I don't know if I can do it. Baker, tell us how you know a dough feels just right. What does it feel like? Like I just said, like the chin or like the boobular area of a young girl.
Why is that be a young girl?
That's what I was told when I was an apprentice. Because they believed we might get to touch one of them now and again. Thank you, Nick. I never heard of cinnamon raisin bread. I've heard of raisin bread. You hate that coating. I had to fish it out of your royal icing all the time. Yeah, and I know you can adjust the utensil. That's why there's a little screw on the sticky thing out. But still, I just don't like coated things. What did the dragon stand for? Just for the 4 direction? I don't think there was any. It was built by Christian IV, the last king who beat the Swedish, and then he lost to them a whole lot. But he built a whole lot of things in Copenhagen. He built that, and built what's called the Round Tower, which was used to be a star where you look at stars. He built a lot of castles. He was a Renaissance king, and I just think it was because it was something mythical that there was 4 dragons, because Denmark doesn't have any myth like the Welsh people do about dragons. We never had any dragons here. We have lions. I don't know why, because we never had a lion, but it's in our royal crest. Why do these buildings go up in flame when they are being renovated? You would think that they would take extra precautions. Probably because it's a lot of very old stuff. This was 400 years old. And then some painter leaves a rack with some petroleum on it, or there's a gas leak in something, and then it just burns down. And because it's that old, it'll just say poof.
Puff.
Poof. It's 400 years. Was 400 years. Well, when I was a young apprentice, I didn't mind touching them. Hey, Ralphie.
Stop being creepy.
I thought Pepperidge Farm was something that remembered things. Feel like I never get a member chat. Am I being swindled, Jamie?
I think so. Sorry, Brandon.
Hey, Floxinator. No, because this is a court cam.
Why do
No,
they
we
say
don't
I'm
have.
gonna stream it and then they do this crap? Come on.
I don't. We don't have a big DEI problem in Denmark, so I don't think that's the reason. No, it happens a lot during renovation because there's just a mix of a. Remember, this is a 400-year-old building. It has been renovated so many times, and sometimes there's just a bad chemical reaction between stuff. So, yeah. There are 3 crowns on top of the dragons: Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. Yeah, because that was the good old days when we ruled all. You're being serious about what? Pepperidge Farm. But I don't know it. It's nothing we have here in Denmark. Only 10 people were allowed in from public. They needed room for potential jurors. Yeah, the jurors are way more important than anyone else. I never had it. And you're to blame. I got it stuck in my brain.
Yeah.
Hey, Beth. The Nordic lion depicted in the country's arms are quite telling about the people. Yeah, that we don't know what. Actually, I think it was Christian the Fourth who on Kronborg had a stuffed lion, and the taxidermist, the stuffy out animal guy, didn't know what a lion looked like. It has the most surprised facial look on anything.
Oh, the taxidermist. Yeah.
Yeah. Flux, where did you put Brandon's bridge?
Where is his bridge?
When you worked in Denmark, I told so many stories about the dragons. The kids loved it. Yeah, and it's a fun. My sister walked. There's a very. I would never have walked on. There's a very small spiral staircase on the outside of it that you could walk on. It's very flimsy, but my sister walked it back when she lived in Copenhagen. Some set fire to abandoned house next door 2 days ago in the middle of the night. It's been terrifying experience. I was when I went to the Baker College. We stayed in I don't know what you will a dorm, and
You have a dorm at the Baker College?
yeah, because I had to go 250 kilometers away to go to Baker College.
How many?
I-
How far is that in miles?
That's about 4 apple pies.
Okay, sounds about right.
I don't know miles, but it was back in the day, and there was no highway down there and stuff like that. So it was really no, nothing happened. Rachel K. We're just waiting. You paid 200 for a bridge months later, and no bridge. What gives? Am I being swindled again, Brandon? Sadly, your bridge was. She built it in Boston. No, that other part, and a boat hit it. 150 miles, Jamie.
Okay.
Yeah. Why can't we have a dome? That's.
I mean, you can. I just never heard it. Usually, yeah, like that sounds fun. Just a bunch of bakers in a dorm room.
What was more fun was it was right next to the German border, and they have way lower prices on alcohol. So that's not the best place to put 16, 17, 18-year-olds who have their own money. Very strict rules about drinking we didn't follow. But we had a guy who he was kind of weird, and we don't know if it was him, but we believe it was him who came to the dorm and was always starting stuff, and he might have fallen down a stair or two.
Oh, an accident, huh?
Yeah, very much an accident.
Mhm.
And then one night we had a recurrent gag when people were drunk. They pulled the fire alarm. So you didn't really notice it when they pulled the fire alarm, but one night I woke up because the fire alarm was blaring and someone was knocking on my door. So I just took my pillow, opened the door, and because I thought it was some drunk guy, and it was a guy we called Mouse because he was a little one, lefty size. And I couldn't see anything. It was just a white wall of smoke, and then his little head come poking out, saying, "I think it's burning," and it was. Some MFer had lit. We were living on the first floor, second. We call it first floor, second floor, and they lit a fire in both the, where the stairs are. So we couldn't get down the stairs, and we didn't have really. We had one fire extinguisher. It didn't really do much. So we had to take that Mouse guy and throw him out of window. We'll hold him in his arms and then drop him on the ground so he can go get help. Because some MFer had started a fire in our dorm. It was so heavy. We had those, the big 70s glass tiles you could have in your houses or as windows and stuff like that. That was, I don't know how many inches thick, about 6 inches. There was so much heat that it cracked all of them. So that was a fun night. We got to go home a day early. Well, there was a fire lit in both stairwells, so I think it was on purpose. So that was fun, and the problem was the guy who we had a caretaker. One of the teachers had to do night duty to make sure everything was okay, and he was so drunk that he couldn't wake him. And he had turned off the fire alarm to the outside, so it didn't call the fire department because they were so annoyed that they had to pay a bill every time we pulled the fire alarm. So no fire department came running. That was a fun night.
You guys sound crazy.
Yeah. Well, we got to go home a day early, and all of our stuff was replaced because it smelled of smoke. It's the details that count. It's always the detail. Flux shouldn't get away from it. Bunch of bakers in a dorm room. No, we had a single room. Each of every one of us had a single room because we're grown-ups.
Okay.
Camping at culinary school. Exactly. This case is not going to be as interesting as most think. Reed got hammered and ran over her boyfriend. Only question to be determined if it was intentional or an accident. Well, there's the small part about if she ran him over.
Exactly.
To me, again, I know people don't like to hear this, but cars do make injuries when they hit you. And we know from Mr. Lally, the head injury is not made by the car because she didn't hit him with the car in the head.
Yep.
So all of that is gone. Then you have the blunt force trauma to the arm. That's the only other injuries he has. Well, there's a very the discoloration of his hand, but we don't talk about that because that's not in the ME's report. And the ME can't determine how he died. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be super interesting to talk about Mr. Higgins. Was it Karen who was throwing herself at him, or did they just had a small fling? She left him, and then he was jealous as hell, as was implied at the last hearing. Why did Jen look up her daughter's soccer?
Like basketball game?
Yeah, volleyball, something. An hour after they left the party. How did 6 people drive right next to a dead body in the snow without noticing the dead body? How did he lose his shoe?
How about the
Where's his
fact that
belt?
somebody saw her park there and no one saw her hit anybody with her car? Ryan Nagel was a witness.
Yeah, and why is the 2 people from Ryan Nagel's car not interviewed?
Mhm.
There's 70 people called. They could have called 2 more.
No.
You hated living in barracks. People are dumb. When I was in the Navy, I really hated it because we had no pride. We made like 2 small. We had 2 bunk beds, and then we put a lot of closets up, so we could kind of have double rooms instead of having the 16-man rooms. And luckily, my bunk buddy was he went home every day, so I almost every day I slept alone. But when I was deployed, oh, I hated it because the guy I lived with, he was such a pig. He peed in his Coke bottles and let it sit in the room and didn't
What?
clean it. I've told the story many a time, Jamie.
I don't remember somebody peeing in bottles.
Yeah, it could be, but we'll have to hear where it's from because that's the only injury to him. The Danish pronunciation of car is kind of similar to Boston accent, isn't it? No, because that's bil. I haven't heard anything, but I think she put out some rulings. I think I saw something, and the state released the body cams videos today. That's not too late.
They did?
Yeah, they gave it to the defense today.
Oh.
Yeah, and the defense is calling DA Morrissey. I like that one.
I didn't see that. Did he put him on the list?
Yeah. Yeah, well, my shares are down today, so it's only the stock exchange that's on fire. Me saying car. That's worse than the baby batter Farrell is taken down. What? Who?
Baby batter?
It's man juice, Jamie.
Oh.
Is this really all you have to give to us today? Jamie, you
going
wanted
back to
this.
work.
I'm watching. There's nothing on any of the other channels. I don't think we're going to come back. Well, Melanie, we had it at 1.5, so it's going to be real fast for you. Have you met Jamie? She thought that deflowering was first base.
What? That's not what I said.
You did. Yeah, a week after they found more glass. It's really a bad investigation. You didn't know what deflowering was, Jamie.
Oh
Be
my
honest.
God, yes I did. Stop talking about our conversations in private.
It wasn't in private. You said it in voice chat on Discord. It was. You said it in voice chat. Whiskey,
You had no
were
idea
there.
what I said.
T-Rex, you were there. I was, Jamie.
Stop arguing with
Do
me.
I look like John
Hey.
Cena? Because you can't see me when I'm in chat.
You had no idea what I said.
I was there.
No, because then you went and told people what I said, and that was not what I said.
Are you claiming I'm a maker up of stories?
You said, I hear what I want to hear, was your exact words to me. And I said,
Yeah, because it makes
clearly
the
you
story
do.
way funnier than what you really said. Thank you, Leslie. Consume music while listening to Baker. You're going back to the only part is she's just reading 70 names and telling them they must be they shouldn't listen to all the demonstrator outside. Farrell is out here in the trenches you are giggling about. Mhm. Did Farrell have a great weekend or a really great weekend in Las Vegas? It seems like Brandon knows something. If Baker is John Cena, then he's going to end up in Suplex City when you get a hold of him. Just because you're Canadian, you can't lift me. Yep. I say car. Yeah, it's kind of like Boston. Car. Jamie, what are we doing? Are we calling it quits?
I guess so.
And you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Bad name. Da, 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 da. In court reporter says jurors were given questionnaires and have finished filling them out. Bev is MIA at the moment. I think
Maybe
we're going to
that's
give it
why.
let's give it 15 more minutes and see if they come back with any questions or else. It's 5:30 my time. This is boring. I said it would be boring, but Jamie said, no, it's going to be amazing.
I said
said,
I will listen to it on my own, but you insisted to start a stream, sir.
Yeah, that's because I know what you mean. When I've been with you, you're one of my longest running relationships. I understand what you're saying. Well, then I'll do it on my own. I'll start a stream, Jamie. Don't worry.
Well, it was your assumption. It's fine. um,
It's my assumption. No, that's the reality.
well, yeah, remember she said they're not supposed to have the cameras on when she's off the bench. So if she's not there, then that's probably why they cut the feed, but they'll probably be back. You don't have to sit here all day.
No, but let's see if they're finished out and she comes back. If anything happens. They went through the instructions for the jury, told them the 70 defense witness names, and then they were to fill out the questionnaire, and then they will do one-on-one sidebars. They will ask them some questions. I think she wouldn't do paneling, but she still said, I'm going to ask all of you some questions. So I think there will be part paneling, and then there will be one-on-one. I believe she said that defense and state will have 10 minutes each per juror. So that's why they believe it'll be until the end of the week. Maybe. Assumption. That's what Farrell does with groups of men, except for questionnaires and legal nonsense.
Farrell, get him.
Well, she didn't say he was wrong.
You boys, you have such big mouths.
She condescendingly ruled on third-party culprit defense. Yeah, they're allowed to use it, but not mention it in opening, I believe, was her decision.
This woman, I swear to God.
Yeah.
She is seriously the worst.
It's not up on the thing Peter have given me yet, so I can't. Maybe someone has it on X. If I look for Olivia Nile, maybe might have it.
Right, MG? That's what I'm thinking too. Like, if you get to bring it up in the trial, why can't you say it in the opening?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just yelling at Jeff.
No, I said I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said I know.
No. Just looking for. I don't know who Lily in London is, but she says most of the potential juror indicated they had heard about the case. The judge asked to raise a hand if they had bias one way or the other. 15 people had raised their hands. I don't know who she is, so I don't know how. But a lot of people I know follows her. But defense has a very short witness list.
Well, I
It's
mean,
Frank Sheridan, MD, forensic pathologist. That's the guy who wrote the book on it, I think. Chris Van E., expert in biomedical and mechanical engineering. That's to talk about the car. Richard Green, that's the guy who did the Celebrite. And then Daniel Wolf, Andrew Rensselaer, and Scott Kine from ARCA. Let's Google that.
yeah, what is ARCCA?
It is Expert Forensic Scientific and Engineering Solutions. So
Maybe talk about the car?
ARCA is a multidisciplinary engineering consulting firm for litigation, insurance, military, sports, and more. Forensic engineering and expert witness consulting, sports biomechanic, probably not that one. Research, development, and testing. So this part. ARCA's engineering team is comprised of a wide range of technical disciplines such as biomechanics, accident reconstruction, crashworthiness, failure analysis, human factors, premise liability, and fire and explosion. Our experts use cutting-edge technology and software during the investigation and research. This enables them to identify and analyze the facts of the case or claim in the expedited and cost-effective manner. All of this combined allows our experts to prepare comprehensive reports of their final findings. Our engineering team is comprised of experts from a wide range of technical disciplines, enabling us to properly analyze the facts and circumstances and determine what happened in an event. We then document our findings and present the highest quality deliverable to our clients. When you need professional, comprehensive analysis for your case or claim, contact ARCA. So they do biomechanics, so they can talk about how it should have been inflicting his body or why it doesn't add up with a car crash. Accident reconstruction, they can talk about what could happen to the tail light. That's some pretty good lawyering
Those are
there,
some
Tex.
heavy hitters.
Yeah. Baker, why are you out here trying to cause problem for you and Jamie?
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I causing trouble for you?
If you want to hear the nonsense, you come into the Discord. You keep it there.
Nothing is private on Discord.
It is for me.
Thank you, T-Rex. Yeah, but again, that doesn't hold up in the court of law. Hey, Steve.
Not
how
in
are
the
you?
Baker Court of Law. It's all on the table.
Yeah, there's a reporter in court live tweeting, I believe. My God, those are big dogs. Those?
My dogs? No, they're not, actually. They're just loud.
The pythons. Did you eat any lavkage today? It's the queen's birthday. She's not the queen anymore. She's the former queen. But no, we didn't have, and sadly the Børsen burned down, so I haven't had any cake today. I was at the gym. I did core and inclined walking. Hate those days. Leg day tomorrow will be fun. Thanks for the gavel to gavel coverage. Well, Brandon, thank you for being here. As Dave said,
I read
The
that.
guy who-
I read that in my head so sarcastically. I just love it.
No, I believe he means that we're doing a good job.
Oh yeah,
Thank
you're sincere.
No, because it's an open forum.
This has been a day.
Yeah, Andrea Burkhardt had a great stream yesterday. Sadly, for one of my favorite people, even though he called me milk toast, which I didn't know what meant, but found out it's a derogatory term. But she kind of seems to agree with me.
Oh boy.
It probably is, but go to my Discord. It's a good place. You can hear Jamie in voice chat.
Stop telling me. Oh my god, I can't with you.
Probably very interesting and very bad to show on YouTube. There's a good live hearing if this come back, Fox Nashville. Yeah, but I don't mix trials. I had that. Oh, and then the stream.
Oh.
Look at all the wrestling I get. I have Court, History Channel, and wrestling, and Lefty.
And Lefty.
The stream.
Oh.
Look at all the wrestling I
mount,
get.
Farrell.
I have Court, History Channel, and wrestling. I love that he streams something and Lefty.
And
When I hit this button and I start riding,
The stream.
she called it a pocket horse last night.
Look at all the wrestling I
My mount,
get.
Farrell.
I have Court,
Oh, are you kidding me?
History
What is
Channel,
going on
and
here?
wrestling. I love that he streams something and Lefty. Him.
When I hit this button and I start riding,
The stream.
she called it a pocket Is he stream sniping me
Look at
back?
all the wrestling I
My mount,
There's
Farrell.
so much going on right now.
Oh, are you kidding me?
History
What is
Channel
going on
and
here?
wrestling. I love that he streams something and Lefty. Him.
I'm When I echoing. hit this God button and I start riding, damn it.
The stream.
Baker. She called it a pocket Is he stream sniping me
Look at
back?
all the wrestling I
My mount, Farrell.
So much going on right now.
Fucker, oh my god. What a dick.
I love that he streams something and Lefty. Whoops. He uses language. I can't.
Ow.
Yeah, the milk toast baker. Yeah, paster. If she thinks you are boring, then she hasn't really been watching. No, it's not her. It wasn't Andrea Burkhardt. It was one of my favorite people who always come in when I have a Can Read stream. Not today, sadly, and tell me I'm an idiot. No, he doesn't. He just ask questions, man. Just like Alex Jones. I'm just asking questions. No, that's Ventura. Which of the assets? Lefty? And Tommy's stream dropped also. Interesting. Remember watching the Survivor Series on Eurosport back in the day? We watched it on RTL, but they mostly had WCW. That was great. Back in the day, I loved DDP. No, she's and he before her stream started, he was in there and said that the first comment was, "I really hope she's better than that Baker guy who's very biased or something like that." And the next thing was during her stream, he called me a milk toast, and that's fine. At least use something I know what it is.
That's so flattering.
Yeah, I know. It'll be like me calling them Paphat or Klapøer. It doesn't really work because none of you know what it is. Just watching if anything comes up. Blame. Boom.
Does the other stream have it down too? Everybody's down.
Yeah.
Well,
Um.
that was fun while it lasted. What a bummer.
Yeah. Those five words we got to see.
Like, why even bother if you're not gonna be in there? Okay.
Ba, 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 ba. Can't see anything. You might have to stop this, Jimmy. So until they are done with this jury thingy, nothing is going to happen. So
Yeah.
I don't think.
Did they wait to fill out their questionnaires until they got there? Is that how that works?
No,
I've
I
never
think they had
actually been
some, and
called to
then
jury duty, so
she said, "I know not all of you have filled out your questionnaires, or sometimes people don't fill out the questionnaires before they come here. So, but we have more questions to ask you.
oh,
So it's but I can't find anything anywhere. Oh, according to court documents, prosecutors plan to call up to 87 witnesses during the trial. The defense plans to call up to 77. It's probably the same people. Some updates from this morning in jury selection for Karen Reed's trial. Defense will be allowed to use the third-party culprit defense with limits. Of roughly 120 jurors there, 70 raised their hands saying they have heard of this case. 24 had formed an opinion about it. So that's going to be fun.
wow.
If
They have to probably go through those people, and
if 70 out of 120, that's more than half.
well, we only need 16.
Yeah, but then you had 15 saying we already have an opinion about this case.
I know. It's so stupid.
So yeah.
It's not how it works, people.
Nobody said full trial coverage were easy off of Twitter. No, I know. Because normally but it's really hard to cover something that's nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, Lego setup, so I can just sit and do some Lego. But if I don't have, I thought that they would have the audio running, and then I could just build some Legos and once in a while say, and that time Jamie said that stuff. We could all lie
yeah.
about that.
Why don't you just screen record all the Discord conversations and
I
put me
should.
on blast? Ah,
Oh yeah.
I say a
Living
lot of
off
stupid things.
toast while this case lasts. It's probably not good for me. I should lose a few pounds before I go to Tennessee.
Nah. You are who you are. You show up.
Yeah, it's more that it's nicer when you are a little slimmer flying. We had a guy called Asbjørn Ries. Look him up. He did wrestle I think he did wrestle in Mid-South Wrestling or something because he looked like Hulk Hogan. Cricket Day isn't a member. To get into the Discord, it's not a pay-to-play Discord. I just put it in the member tab, so not everyone coming in here jumps in on it, but reach out to one of the mods, and they will help you find a way in there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Debbie Johnson, welcome. Nothing's happening. Yeah, but most nudists are German. That's another thing to think about. I didn't steal Lego from my niece. I had an order for Lego while I was at my niece. I brought her cake. Nothing's going on because they got the feed from court. About the jury questionnaires. They don't always take full ones via mail, etc. Just judges do whatever they want. All I know is they never pick me. Who wants a Discord membership? I'll buy it, but you don't need a Discord membership. It's free for all. You just have to get Iris, Irish, or whiskey to take care of you. But I believe she said that they know sometimes people don't fill them out completely, and that they had more questions for them that they had to fill out. And then she started by asking them if anyone had heard about the case, and then we lost sound.
They make you fill out a form before you even get called over here. So that was my interesting. It was interesting.
And I have to buy you Lego. JFC doesn't work anymore. What's JFC? JFC.
I don't know. JFC. I know
What happens
Danny
in
T.
Discord stays in Discord.
Not
Not
on
if it's
Baker's
gaming.
watch. Not on Baker's
No.
watch.
If it's good, it's good.
He loves the ridiculous things I say. I really don't care. It's fine.
Yeah,
I know
and,
I know I'm not stupid. So y'all can say what you want.
Thanks. I can't find anything, Jamie. I'll keep an eye on it, and if they come back with anything later today, we'll start up again. Or else, it doesn't seem like they're going to stream the jury selection. So we'll be back when the card. I'm turning into a Bostonite. When the court starts up again. Are they called Bostonites? I don't know.
I think you named them that.
Oh. Why can't people return calls? Because I don't know. It's a blasphemous statement. It is.
Do you? Oh, yeah.
In Massachusetts, you have to fill out a form beforehand and bring it with us. Yeah, she said that they had one to begin with, but they knew some people didn't fill out, and they had more questions. That's what I heard. Some must forget their forms, and I know they had more questions. Yeah.
I thought they were going to let us hear that stuff, though.
Yeah, but they probably said, "Oh, what's the name of you?" And they probably said, "I'm John O'Shaughnessy. My family come from Cork Island." Oh, top of the morning to you, laddie. Do you claim you know the defendant? No, I know Proctor. He's my ma's cousin. And then he's off the jury list.
No, don't kick him off. I like him already.
Well, I don't know.
Where's Iris when you need her? When you're doing accents.
It wasn't. This was close to being an Irish accent.
Just because you say laddie. Or top of the morning to you. Doesn't make it Irish.
They could be questioning all the jurors, and was not going to be. Yeah, but some cases they do. There was rumors that you would have no vid but audio. So more than one country. More than one.
No, Whiskey. No countries will ever be insulted by Baker's accents because they're never correct.
It's a lot of hatred.
Iris, he just did a full-on, I don't even know, hybrid Scottish accent of some sort. You missed it.
It wasn't a high, it was. Ay, 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 ay. It was the most Irish accent ever.
Oh my god, I love it. My face hurts. Oh my god. Oh.
Stop being so mean. I'm good at it.
You get it. Whatever.
Yeah. But Jamie, we'll keep an eye on it, and round of applause for Dave's YouTube channel, please.
Oh boy.
Thank you again, Brendan. And if nothing comes on tomorrow, I'll build some Lego, or I'll paint something while we just sit and talk. Because life gets boring when we don't do that.
Oh, I love this.
Let's do a new Scottish, Irish, Australian. I don't like being made fun of.
No, you don't.
Nah, me feelings is where to sort for this. I'm a mute little boy. Thank you, Julie. Julie is Scottish, and she says it's not Scottish.
Julie, he's ridiculous.
And JK27, he's in the hose.
Oh boy.
Bluey, I never watched that. But thank you. But it's so much fun, Piggy. That's why I'm gonna be back tomorrow. But it's just when there's nothing going, there's nothing going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told my last girlfriend.
Oh my god, they better get something done today. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go put my foot up someone's booty.
Yeah, let's get the jury seated and get into warrior mode tomorrow.
No, come on, guys.
Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on it. If they go back live today, please, anyone annoy me on X or Discord and tell me they're live. We'll go back again and see if it'll last longer this time. That's what I told my last girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Other than that, it's been an hour and 30 minutes, and that's not enough, and a lot, but Farrell has accomplished enough today for everyone. Yeah. You should use that a lot when in Dollywood. It'll really confuse the staff in the Taco Bell. No, because I'm in Taco Bell, I have to say, "Yo quiero uno enchilada." I don't know
Enchilada.
what it means, but I think I like an enchilada. I don't know.
Please use
Thank you
that
for
accent in Tennessee.
thank you for sticking around for this absolutely show of nothing. But we heard Aunt Bev yell at the protesters. No, she didn't. She said, "You shouldn't listen to them outside." And that's about all we got out of it today.
Is that her?
Jamie?
Is that what she said? You shouldn't listen to them.
Yeah, she said it should be decided by people inside the courtroom, not the people outside. That's a part of our judicial system.
Oh, thanks, Aunt Bev.
Yeah. But Jamie, what do you have going on?
Working.
Okay, will you be streaming later?
If they go live and I get a hold of you, then you'll be streaming later, won't you?
I am the Seinfeld of YouTube. A 90-minute show about nothing. Again, I do think I have one of the records doing it for 38 hours without any content. And I still don't know what we did for 38 hours. I think we rewatched a lot of the opening statements. Oh,
No, we got like 5 minutes in and then we'd start a story time and then 5 hours later.
I go down rabbit holes. You talk to people. I'm gonna nail Brandon and all the others to the wall.
You do that. I know. Lefty's over there just sleeping while his stream's on. Bad man. Wasted my whole break. You guys.
There's one thing that she don't need.
It's so loud.
In the ghetto. In the ghetto. People don't understand. But you need a hand in hand. Or you're gonna be an angry old man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too proud to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way as the world turns? And 104 with the romance plays in the street as the cold wind blows. In the ghetto. In the ghetto.
What?
You're so loud, and I was just letting it roll.
Was it loud? It shouldn't be
Oh,
loud.
yeah. You were just hooting it up for everybody. You guys, this is your man. Did you see him? He's rocking out. That was fun. Got a little concert.
Nope. People are making fun of me. Remember, I'm 2 milk toast. Ah, caught me feelings hurt. Yeah.
This is going to be a fun trial.
If you're looking for a pear-shaped male perfection, this is what it looks like. If you need someone with responsibility, get the white rabbit. Don't get the expert.
What's going on today?
I don't know.
Holy crap.
Did you get a little before you started?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm all natural all the time.
Well, if anything happens today, we will come back. If nothing else happens, I don't know. I might build Lego tonight or paint something or do some. I don't know. If there's anything good on the funny box, I might just put myself into a coma. But other than that, go annoy someone else. And I think, Amy, you shouldn't annoy me all day long.
I've missed you, actually.
Well, thank you.
This is fun.
Yeah, go annoy this one. Say hello from me, and we'll figure out doing something somewhere at some point.
Brandon, if you
I'm
think
trying.
this is drunk, you don't even know. It gets better. It gets better.
I can redirect you. He's not streaming. So, yeah. Hope to see you too, Zach. The meeting went well when I told them I was part of the Jamie Entertainment Weekly Network. They wrote the check with shaky hands and reverently averted gazes. Here's Jamie's finder's fee. Thank you, Zach.
$9.99. Woo!
Just say, I know Jamie. You will get a pay rise. Yeah,
Why don't
because
I
nothing's
get 'em
going
then?
on, Sean. Nothing going on but the rent and the
Baker
weather.
doesn't want to entertain you any longer.
I don't have anything to entertain you with. I'm gonna go read some some court documents and stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, Jamie, I have to go work on new material and me Scottish accent. No, me Irish accent. And to the entire nation of Ireland and Scotland, I can only say
I apologize.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor. 100. Because it is 100% correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, you see the lawyer's face. Okay, we have to go back and they.
widower case.
Did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
Wait a minute, I need this story time.
Everybody has.
Everybody has.
Everyone has slept with his mother.
If I showed you.
Oof.
Oh my God.
I'm having a Jamie moment. And the way he just said it, he was just like, everyone did. Things on YouTube.
Mr. Randolph, do you?
I got that against the man. He doesn't.
Called him chicken shit.
That's right, you was chicken shit.